Have you ever had one of those mornings where you swear you woke up ready to change your entire life and then somehow ended up doing the exact opposite? Like you open your eyes, you stretch, you whisper to yourself, "Today I am unstoppable." And then 5 minutes later, you're in the kitchen staring into the fridge like it's going to deliver a motivational speech. You grab a snack you don't even like, you sit on the couch just for a second, and suddenly you've lost 40 minutes watching a guy build a swimming pool with a stick. And you don't even have a backyard. That was me last Tuesday, still in my pajamas at noon, holding a bowl of cereal I absolutely did not plan on eating, thinking, wow, this is definitely what peak performance looks like. And in that ridiculous moment, I had a realization, a small one, but it changed everything. Discipline isn't about willpower, because if it were, I'd be in trouble. I lose willpower faster than my phone loses battery on 2%. No, discipline is something else, something quieter, something stupidly simple, and it starts in the moments we don't talk about. Let me tell you the story. So picture this. I'm sitting at my desk pretending to work. Really, I'm Googling things like, why am I like this? And signs the universe is messing with me. My to-do list is staring at me like a disappointed parent. I decide, boldly, to get up and clean my room. This will be my comeback, my transformation arc. I take 3 steps, see a sock on the floor, and suddenly I'm emotionally overwhelmed like I'm in the final act of a drama movie. I sit back down. I tell myself, you just need more discipline, more willpower. But here's the thing, willpower is basically the cheap knockoff version of discipline. It's the gas in your tank, and my tank? Always empty. That's when the shift hit me. Discipline isn't about trying harder. It's about changing the environment so trying isn't even necessary. Let me explain. We like to think discipline is heroic. Like you wake up one day with a sword and a cape and just conquer your bad habits. But real discipline, the type that works, it's boring. It's subtle. It's doing small things that make the right choice easier and the wrong choice annoying. It's not willpower. It's design. I noticed something embarrassing. Every time I sat at my desk, I wanted to snack. Not because I was hungry, but because my brain was bored. So I moved all my snacks to the top shelf, a shelf so high I basically need a ladder and an act of God to reach it. Do you know what happened? Magically, I stopped snacking. Not because I suddenly became a stronger, better version of myself, but because I was too lazy to climb the shelf. That's when I said out loud, oh my God, discipline is basically tricking yourself, and it worked. Here's what I used to do. I will start working the second I feel motivated. Spoiler, I never felt motivated. So I tried something new. I told myself to do 10 seconds of the task. Not 10 minutes, not a full sprint, just 10 seconds. Sit at the desk, open the doc, write 1 sentence. Do you know how stupidly doable 10 seconds is? Even my brain can't complain. And once I start, I keep going. It's like tricking a toddler, except the toddler is me. I used to set goals like, I'm going to work out every single day for an hour and become a fitness deity. But I never started because the bar was so high it was practically in orbit. So I changed the rule. The goal wasn't to work out, the goal was to put on my shoes. That's it. If I put on my shoes, I won. If I worked out, bonus. If I didn't, at least I became someone who puts their shoes on purposely, which is more progress than all the workouts I didn't do. And here's the magic. Putting on shoes leads to doing at least something. Sometimes it was 2 minutes of stretching. Sometimes it was a full workout. Sometimes I just walked to the mailbox and called it cardio. But I kept moving because the bar was low enough for me to actually show up. This part surprised me. Every time I failed to stick to something, I wasn't frustrated because I couldn't do the task. I was frustrated because I felt like something was wrong with me, like I was weak, lazy, broken. But when I changed my environment, when I made things easier, when I lowered the resistance, I realized something gentle and important. There was nothing wrong with me. My system was wrong. And once the system changed, I changed, slowly, quietly, without the drama. You know the moment it all truly clicked? The day I moved my alarm across the room because I kept hitting snooze like it owed me money. The next morning, the alarm rang. I groaned. I rolled out of bed like a wounded soldier, and I had to walk across the room to shut it off. And because I was already standing, I stayed up. I didn't need willpower, I needed geometry. That was the moment I realized my life improves automatically when I stop relying on my brain to do the right thing. So here's the truth, friend. Discipline isn't this dramatic, cinematic force. It's not about pushing harder. It's not about waking up perfect. It's not about being stronger. It's about shifting the environment, shifting the system, shifting the path so the right choice becomes the easy one. That's it. Discipline is structure, not strength. Discipline is design, not willpower. Discipline is the quiet choice to make life a little easier so you can become a little better, one tiny shift at a time. And if today feels messy, if you feel behind, if you feel like you should be doing more but you can't seem to start, try one shift, just one. Move the snacks, lower the bar, make the first step microscopic. Put your alarm across the room. You'll be shocked how far tiny shifts take you. When you stop expecting yourself to be superhuman, you've got this. Even if your discipline currently has the energy level of a sleepy houseplant, because you don't need more willpower, just a better setup. And that shift, you can make it today.